How's it going, friends? McProseph joining you here at level 261. Special shout out to Pure Anabolic. Congrats on your friend spot, sir. Let's go ahead and take a look at my stats real quick. And then we are going to talk about some current events. As you can tell by the title, it's going to be about the recent Ban Hammer that came down. Looks like I'm at 2220 stats. Looking pretty good. We got 27.5 damage bonus. 50% crit. Looking good. Looking good. Let's go ahead and jump into a raid. And we will get some music started. Also, I would like to highlight the text right here if you would. As you can see here, I am testing a new way to give away high-level players. I'm going to test it in this stream first, and if you are a fan or if it is successful, I will continue to do so. So stay tuned for that. I will give away probably 5 spots in this stream. So stay tuned and enjoy the stream. I'm going to go ahead and start the music and we'll get on our way. Alright, we are well on our way now. Hopefully I get at least one legendary here. I haven't had a ton of luck this week, so hopefully today's the day. So as far as the recent Ban Hammer, one thing I'm not going to do is mention any player by name. The developers have handled things the way they have to do so. I don't think any one person out there knows every detail. So in a way it's kind of foolish to even speculate on such things. But what I will say is, if you have played the game for any length of time, let's say you're over level 100, your account starts to really mean something to you. For example, if I look at my account, I currently have 88 days of gameplay. Now, higher level players obviously like to spend a few gems to level faster, and that's their choice. That's the way they play the game. There's nothing against pay to win or free to play. You play the game to have fun, and however you have to do to enjoy the game, that's up to you. I have made a video in the past that talked about purchasing gems from questionable sources and doing things that just feel shady in the game. Usually you can pick up on it pretty easily. Most of the time people know when they're wrong. So obviously if you're gonna buy gems, just buy them within the game. Pretty common sense. But I will say it's interesting that so many were caught up in this. I have heard players comment on how moving into Raid 5 is going to be a little bit more difficult now because some of the higher level players simply lost access to their counts, and it's going to make it that much harder for people to progress. But I'm kind of on the fence myself. I do have a couple players that haven't been online on my own friends list. And as far as when the new raid comes out, it's always very difficult, so don't get that confused. When Raid 3 and Raid 4 came out, even the highest level players, you struggle for at least a week or two. One thing I will give props to the devs on is they identified the problem and they took care of it. One thing they did not do that I don't see many people talking about is they didn't delete the character themselves. Now if you think about it, let's say your highest level tank possibly got banned recently, right? let's say he's level 300 and he's able to carry you through your current raid with ease. If he got banned, he simply no longer has access to his account, so he won't gain more stats. However, you can still use him as a playable character on your team. I think that's something that isn't being discussed at all. That is actually semi-genius on the devs' part. Now, if they would have deleted the characters, that would have hurt everybody across the board, right? Because these high-level players obviously have up to 100 friend spots. And that starts to affect 100 players times however many people were banned. So think of that nightmare. That didn't happen, but you don't hear that talked about too much. Come on, legendary. Please. Nothing. You know, guys, I might do a video here soon about just how few set pieces I've found in the whole entirety of Raid 4. I think I found 3 total. I played every single day. But the best I can tell you as far as the banning type situation is simply don't do questionable things on your account. As I mentioned, if you've played for any amount of time, losing your account would just be catastrophic. I don't know what I would do if I lost my character. I certainly couldn't just start over. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and give away our first friend spot. This is a new raffle, if you will. And the way this is gonna work is if you've watched the stream up to the 7.5 minute mark here, if you didn't go elsewhere very quickly, then I still got you here. But what I'm gonna do is show you a level 200 player that is currently on my friends list, and I'm going to ask you to simply leave your in-game name below in the comments and say, my in-game name is so-and-so, I would like player named so-and-so on my team. That simple. And whoever acts first for said player will get that player. And to make it fair, I don't want the same player getting every friend spot. So our first friend spot giveaway is going to be this guy right here. His name is Flip Flop Flop Law. It's a great name. It's level 209. He has Widowmaker, the epic pet already, and amazing runes. That's a lot of empower chance. That's crazy. So if you want this guy, level 209, specify in the comments, my in-game name is so-and-so. Make sure to type it properly. I would like player name and type his name properly on my team. The first player to type this correctly in the comments, I will reach out to this guy and simply request him to add you onto his team. Every level 200 player on my friends list has agreed whenever I ask to add someone to their team, they will 100% do it. So that's our first friend spot giveaway. Whenever the next one comes up, if you're more interested in, say, a tank or something, maybe hold off until a little later in the stream. But like I said, you can only claim one. That way it's fair for everybody. Has anybody out there started playing Antaria online? I've made a couple videos for it. They've recently done some new patches, and I'm really liking the game. They recently added a mining patch where you can actually level up a mining guild And basically, as you mine, your level and your mining guild increases. And you can have access to cool new tools, for example, a mining pick that mines twice as fast. Pretty cool stuff. I really like the game. I play it a lot whenever I'm not playing Bit Heroes here. And they should be adding guilds anytime. And when they do, I'm probably going to live stream for a considerable amount of time. And just recruit, say, level 20 plus only. So if you're interested, definitely head over there. It doesn't take a lot to level. It's really fun. It's kind of a quest-based game, almost like WoW. So I've been experimenting on the difficulty levels and trials here. And oddly enough, I can actually make it to the high level of like 275, which is amazing. I never knew that. But shockingly, the gear does not drop nearly, well, any better at all. It's the same drop rate, but it seems pretty mediocre. Another thing too that I don't see being talked about very much is the fact that I don't think the bans solely came down on the developers. You have to understand just the way that Kong works. That's their currency. And if someone is going around them to get currency cheaper, it's basically bad for business. And I can fully understand. So a lot of players are just trying to jump on the train of hating on the devs, but I don't think anybody has the full story. So I myself am just going to continue to play the game. I just wanted to kind of chime in on it and let you guys know my opinion, because a lot of people just want to run with anger, and that never ends well. Alright, so there's the boss. We have a health tower. I am going to attempt to get some mana if we have another minion. I don't think we do. I also want to give a special shout out to our subs down below. If you are interested in subscribing, I will make sure to advertise your name as shown below. Simply smash the subscribe button, and if you're interested in our live streams, make sure the bell is clicked. For some reason that just is a thing now. You have to click the bell. So I get a lot of questions on what tank I use, and I'm really liking Rollsker a lot here. I actually recently just made my second one, and his stats increased by I think about 70-ish. It really depends on, well, that sucks. It depends on the total stats on your character. But stabling legendary minions is just the best thing since sliced bread, gotta say. Come on, set piece. Nothing at all commons. That was a good day. Alright, let's do a quick raid and then we'll do some PvP. What patch did you guys get? Let me know below. Also, let me know your thoughts on the bans. Did you lose anybody significant to your team? I would request that we don't mention names though down below. The devs have reached out and actually requested that we don't specify any names. But if you lost anyone on your team, does it affect you in any way? I've also noticed it's starting to get pretty cold out there. I think it got down to 37 degrees last week here. If you have snow on the ground, let me know where you live. How much snow did you get? So I'm getting pretty excited for Raid 5. I did notice they didn't do a GVG this week, and some were kind of outraged at that, but I fully understand the devs have a lot of work to do. Makes sense. I still have no idea on a theme. I had mentioned underwater. However, apparently Sean Fac, whatever his name is, has actually specified that they had not thought of underwater at all. And they have said we have clues under our nose, so I'm curious what that means. It would be interesting if the new raid had minions that were on mounts. That'd be pretty funny. Because we've already done the zombie thing. We've already done dinosaurs pretty much. What kind of theme? So I've been watching the shop lately. I need to get some more minor experience tomes, but they just haven't been on sale in like 2 weeks. I've been having to pay wholesale, which is horrible. So highly recommend always buy when they're on sale in bulk. Let's go ahead and do some PvP. As you can see, I still take off 2 pieces of gear. I actually go lower in stats so I can get this 5% damage boost. And I win like 98% of my matches. I try to avoid Melvin Chap as much as I can. I try to avoid tanks now as much as I can. Those tanks are like super powerful now. This guy does have Widowmaker, but I think we're just gonna roll the dice. Let's do it. You'll notice I have Quirk on my team. He is the ultimate sniper. Really enjoy him. Since we do have the 2 healers in the back, I'm gonna kill the one with the least health first. Probably this dude here. This is a really tough decision. I could snipe off the guy in the back, and it's probably wise to do so before he heals. But I also kind of want to use this in rage. But I don't really have a good target for that, so I guess I'll just snipe off the guy in the back. And hopefully he doesn't die. Alright, I don't want my character to die. I'm actually getting really low. This is kind of scary. I could try to pick off one on the back line, but since they are full health, I'm gonna just attack Rolsker here. This guy does what he wants in like every single stream. every single time. Alright, that guy's dead. Will I lose my quirk? This guy has super shields, that's crazy. I'm gonna attempt to save my mana for my dragon, but it's probably gonna end badly. Does this ever happen to you guys, where there's just a minion here dancing? Kinda bizarre. I could click auto, but I feel like it could mess things up. Alright. Looking pretty grim here. I think I'll last this one. If I can get a dual strike with my dragon somehow, that would be pretty awesome. Longest PvP match ever. I'll make sure to give away a friend spot after this. Okay, here is the moment of truth, guys. If I can dual strike with this guy, I'll be able to kill both of them. Watch this. Chop. Dang. So did 7k to Wimbo, but I think this guy's gonna kill me. Oh man, the comeback. I'm so glad I got that on tape. That was crazy. Let me know below if you thought I was gonna die on that one. That was insane. I can still have my item find in. I've been trying to get as much experience as possible. Let's do one more PvP. Get this out of the way. Alright, I avoid the main hand mythic at all costs. Like, if it triggers once, you lose. This guy's tempting. Tempting. Although, when they have the 4-piece, it kind of sucks. Alright, this guy has Unity. Just gonna go with that. Raise your hand if you would like to see Unity come back and be extremely useful again. Not only useful, but doable for like all players instead of only high end. Let's kill the robot guy. Notice I let my hero take some damage. Since he has the empower chance, he can actually do more damage if I let him take a couple hits. Here's Korgs again. Showing off for the camera. Well, got some pretty good shields out of that. Let's hope we can kill the ROM dude. Got him. I think I'll let my hero take one more hit. I'm going to try to snipe off the guy in the back, but it's tempting to kill roll screw. It's pretty low. Let's do that. If you can avoid some incoming damage, it's definitely important to do so. PvP is acting weird. I don't get lag anywhere else, but whenever Korgs attacks, he just stands there. Alright, he has a sliver of health, but I'm actually going to go ahead and do my Rage for 1000 and Soul Tap. Got him. Healed for 700. My hero almost died, but not quite. Alright, easy match. Easy match. Got another blue coin, hoping for a red. Let's go ahead and do our friend spot giveaway. Our next friend spot is going to be Mr. iSkill. This guy's level 208. He has Melvin Champ and Love Boy. If you would like Mr. iSkill on your team, in the comments below simply state, my name is so and so, I would like iSkill on my team. Make sure to spell both names properly, and I will tell him to add you if you're the first one to comment and ask. Best of luck. Remember, you can't claim more than one, so if you claim the first one, this one goes to someone else. If you want this one instead, simply change your comment before I see it. I think I'm feeling lucky. I kind of want to do some world boss, but we do have 30% capture rate as well. I should probably take advantage of that. It's tempting. Very tempting. I need to work on my third roll screw. But farming familiars is kind of boring, so let's just keep the item find in and go for the gold. I see a lot of players trying to do tier 7 hard mode, and it's just not worth it in my opinion. Like, the lose rate is like a good 50% easy, and you wind up just wasting your energy unless you have a solid like raid team. So, funny enough, I can actually solo the world boss now. It's not 100%, but I'd say probably 2 out of 3 times I can solo them now. Just by having the mounts attack, it does so much damage. But as far as the ban, guys, I don't have a whole lot more to say. It is unfortunate we lost some high level players. Will it affect Raid 5? I don't think as much as players think. Sure, those players aren't going to be getting the Raid 5 gear, and it'll be less of a pool of players actually doing heroic quickly. It may impact things, it might. But at the end of the day, I, after playing a solid year, would actually prefer the raid to be even harder than normal, because it allows the game to feel fresh for longer. If you play for a long time, you'll start to see what I'm talking about. For example, imagine if they made Raid 5 and not just the top 3 or 4 guilds could do heroic, but anybody that could unlock the raid. It just wouldn't be fun. The gear doesn't mean as much if you don't have to slave for it a little bit. That's kind of why my preference is to play as close to free to play as possible. There we go. Dark Dimension got a legendary. Yippee-ki-yay. Alright, so that will go towards my upgrading of my main hand. I'm kind of torn on my main hand. I kind of want to have a sword, but the spear is pretty good. I've also considered using a different offhand. The offhand I have right now does, I think, like half of its stats in 2 separate areas. I'll show you after this, but I can't focus all my stats and attack. Half of them go towards speed, and that kind of sucks. Will we find one more on stream? I'll go ahead and give away another friend spot for the legendary we had there. If we could get lots of grapes in chat. Mr. Ezron, this guy's been my friend since I was level 100, and I think I've passed him in level now. It's truly amazing to walk around on the epic mount while everyone else just has rare. I was reading some comments about some players that spent upwards of $300 and $400 and still didn't get the epic mount, and I paid less than 50 and I was in the top 50 in the world. It really comes down to how much you focus on your PvP team. You never want to click auto. It's kind of like clicking the lose button. You would think everybody and their mom would be queuing for World Boss right now. So I still don't understand how you capture this familiar. I actually have the mythic familiar schematic, but I don't understand how you catch this guy. Obviously you can't catch them from World Boss. They never just want to be part of your team, so how do you do that? I wonder if Raid 5 will actually have these guys, or maybe Zone 7. Alright, looks like one last match here. Alright, got a red thing. Alright, cool. So we got our legendary. That brings us up to about 100 ROM bits. I need 100 more and I'll be able to get 40 more stats here. So as far as my offhand, guys, check this out. So half the stats go to attack and half go to speed, which I guess at the end of the day, I do want to have a decent amount of speed. I've thought about destroying this and getting the other offhand. That way I can focus more into attack, but maybe I'll just keep it. 62 friend requests, guys, because I found one piece of gear. Okay, our next friend spot giveaway is going to be Mr. Kawaii Bear. This guy has actually been watching my stream for a long time. I never even knew he was this high level. Pretty cool guy. So if you want a level 224 that has the 4-piece healing set, Astaros flag, maxed out rare mount, and all of this, simply put in the comments below, my name is so and so, I would like Kawaii Bear on my team. Make sure both names are in there and I will hook you up. Again, remember you can only win one player per stream. Let's go ahead and do some raid. So if you have made it 35 minutes into the video, I will ask the question of if you were banned and you knew you deserved it, what would you do? Would you start a new character and level honestly, always knowing that you had a level 300 plus? Could you do that? Or would you go to a different game? That'd be a tough scenario. I would always feel jaded in some way. So if anybody makes it this far into the video, let me know in the comments below, do you like the long streams like this? I've talked to a lot of players that say go to school or have jobs that they're at a computer all day. And a lot of them actually like to watch the game if they can't play it. I try to make it as entertainable as possible, but some videos just aren't worth being very long. I'm actively moving around the whole time, constantly doing something, trying to give tips. Let me know below, do you like the long ones, or do you like the short ones only? Giggity. Alright, if we can get back-to-back legendaries here, that would be pretty sweet. We're gonna try a new strategy this time. This time, as soon as the front guy dies, we're gonna pause and then kill the boss only with one and pets. Oh man, that pet did almost 10k, crazy. Seems like Grumbles does the least amount of damage. Here comes the turtle. Spread heal teammates. Oh, this guy heals. I did not know that. That's amazing. Alright, we just mashed one. Let's see what happens. Nothing. So we just got our newest addition to the guild, Mr. Fatal Beard here. We usually aim for level 200 plus, but this guy already has a legendary and set piece, pet, and accessory, so that's pretty cool. Special shout out to you, sir. If anybody out there does want Fatal Beard on their team, I will also give away one of his friend spots. Simply leave your in-game name below. My name is so-and-so. I would like to have Fatal Beard on my team, and I'll make it happen. Legendary runes already, cool. 40% XP, most good. Got 3 more raids, guys. 3 more raids. You'll notice I put in my experience runes before every raid and then change them at the boss, because it gets me 40% more XP every single run. I just can't bear wasting all that XP.
The breeze from the heat wave stole my emotions. I left my doubts when I was swept by the ocean. And every pulse from the tide was a finish line. A wave race we were made to ride. You and I were first in line, and we took them by surprise. I was with you all the time. You may not realize, but I'm here. I hear love declare when we get lost in our own minds. You'll be keeping me near.
So if you were watching the stream probably a week or so ago, you might have noticed I had 2 million gold. Probably the highest amount of gold I've ever had. In fact, I know it is. Some players that send in their screenshots have 5+ million gold, and they're not doing anything with it actively. The only time I ever got up that high in gold was because I did not have enough rune fragments to craft my next rune. If you are out there watching this and you have more than, say, 1 million gold, I highly recommend checking into your rune fragments and see if you can craft some. Because crafting those can make a significant difference in your gameplay. For example, if you craft a legendary item find rune, now you just have 20% item find forever. So definitely look into that. I get a lot of screenshots of people with tons of money and they're just not doing anything with it. And some of them brag, hey, I have this much gold, but what they're actually telling people is they're not actively using it properly. I'm actually saving now to try to get back over 500k. I just did, I think last night. I need to craft another major rune, but I'm also really tempted to craft one last minor rune. The last one I need is one more item find. If you'll pay attention here towards the boss, I actually have one purple one and one gold, and I'm losing 5% item find every time. You notice here I have legendary gold find, capture rate, but then item find is only purple. Kinda sucks, but getting the exact one, it costs so much. Alright, we're gonna get a legendary here, I can feel it. The new strategy this time is to spam the auto button. Make the game just freak out. Kinda like Christmas. Ah, so close. So close. It almost worked. Got 2 more shots. I might do trials at the very end. I may not. Trials take a little bit longer, and I feel they're not as interesting, but I could find a set piece, so we might do it. So I also wanted to talk a little bit about guilds. I would like to give a special shout out to all of my guildies, as you can see here. A lot of the guildies that are officers have actually been with us for more than 6+ months. And they've been super loyal, been very fun to play with. Like-minded individuals. Highly recommend try to get a guild where they like to play just like you do. For example, we have a 2-day AFK policy. Everybody that's in my guild is super active all the time. As you can see here, 1 day is the longest AFK. And that's common because people take days off for the weekend. And it's been really fun. Occasionally you will lose guildies simply to in-game politics, weird stuff. But I highly recommend if you find a solid guild and you've been with them for say three months plus, you have friends there. Do your best to never tear down the guild, and certainly try not to leave the guild. Do your best to help them grow and become the most solid group as possible. Because you'll be amazed how hard it is to recruit other players that have a similar mindset as you. Whenever I recruit players, people always ask, what's your requirements for the guild? And I usually talk to them offline because yes, it is level 200 plus, what we aim for. We do aim for epic or better pet and accessory, but we also aim for 50k minimum in GVG. We also have a 2-day AFK policy. and overall, we just want to have fun in the game. I've definitely run, I think I have 23 guilds in this game now. I've started 23 guilds. I have assigned officers to those guilds, and there's multiple ones out there now. I actually have 2 small ones right now that I'm starting, so I can get closer to 30 guilds total. But I've run guilds for many years, even back in World of Warcraft. And one thing I've noticed is there's all different types of people. You're never going to be able to please them all. Let me go ahead and restart the music here. Of course, it had to stop. But at the end of the day, you have to do what is right for the guild itself. For example, if there is a player that is not pulling their weight, to be fair to everyone else, you have to get rid of that player, because if they aren't pulling their weight, your better players are going to see that and feel like they don't have to pull their weight either. Another thing too is drama related things. I have you always hear this 0 tolerance for alcohol and all this. I do 0 tolerance for drama. I don't entertain it at all. I do my best not to even comment on it. I don't even have a horse in that race. I just get rid of the problem and find someone else. I will say it's been pretty awesome streaming though, because I've recruited so many level 200 friends that we can constantly recruit just from my friends list and Facebook. It's been pretty awesome. But I'm sure you've noticed that maybe your guild and a lot of them out there have a lot of moving parts. A lot of people are trying to find higher level guilds. It makes sense. Higher level guilds, higher level players, and faster gear. But at the end of the day, you really want to find a quality one. Like I said, like-minded individuals, because just being in a higher level guild usually means a lot more restrictions on how you play. And if the game starts to feel like a job at any time, I've seen too many players come and go. The game is meant for fun. If you're not having fun, you're in the wrong guild. I like to get my guildies involved as much as possible. For example, when I live stream, multiple players either come to the stream or offer friend spots for the stream. We have in-guild discussions all the time about random things. Gotta have fun. Alright, let's give another friend spot out after this character here. I'm really interested to see how the friend giveaway works. If you are watching this even weeks in the future from when this was posted, if there are players in the video that have not been claimed, make sure you reach out to me. Just comment on the video, I read every one, and I will get you your friend spot. Okay, so our next friend spot is going to be Mr. Bugly. If you would like a legendary cheeseburger and 18% damage on your team, he also has the 2-piece healing set. Post in the comments below, my name is so-and-so. I would like Bugly on my team, and if you're the first to comment with that exactly, I will hook you up. I'd also like to give a special shout out to this guy. This guy was actually in our guild for a long time. Really cool guy. He actually comes to our live streams and gives away spots all the time. Pretty cool guy. It's always amazing to me to actually see the higher level players actually give back to the community. Not all of them do that. So I've recently started playing some Super Nintendo classics. I played some Mario World. I played a little bit of Killer Instinct. I recently downloaded Donkey Kong. I did pretty much a full walkthrough of Mega Man in one sitting. Pretty cool games. I really like the old games. If you have any interest in watching some of your own classics, let me know in the comments below what Super Nintendo game was your favorite. I think I'm gonna start streaming Yoshi's Island here soon. That was a great game too. I've been trying to expand my channel a little bit. My New Year's resolution was to double my subs by December. And when I stated that, that means I need roughly 7,000 subs to make it, which is easily doable. I try to do just quality gaming videos, and that's it. I don't want to do any clickbait type fake stuff. I personally like to do the genuine, just real life human being, free gaming type videos. There's a lot of players out there just want to have fun playing a game. If you have to pay a ton of money, it's not really that fun. I've actually come across a game called Hero Academy 2. I played that earlier this week. It's actually a really fun game too. Kind of like Hearthstone if you ever played that, but not nearly as pay to win. Okay, we're gonna do one last trials, and then I'll give away one more friend spot, and we'll call it a day. We do have our item find in. Let's cross our fingers for a set piece. We did level 250 last time. Do I want to power through something higher? I had been powering through like 260, 265, but it gets kind of sketchy. I don't want to die. If I encounter the mini boss very first, it really sucks. Alright, doesn't look like I did this time. Good deal. Here we go. So another benefit, obviously, to doing the higher levels like this is I rank so much higher than normal. So I've started doing a strategy where I let my Rollsker get his enrage built up so high that it's over 1,000. And then I will enrage and self-heal. And by doing this, my Rollsker alone can heal himself pretty much by himself. My Wimbo almost never has to heal. I'll do some spot healing here and there, but for the most part my tank can pull his own weight, is what I'm saying. This guy gets a lot of hate because he doesn't really have a lot of defense, but he actually does if you play correctly. Another thing too is I like to have a ton of shields, as you can see here. And I like to use the shields to my advantage. So When Wimbo's maxed out on shields, I'll bring him out, let it get lowered, then I'll put my character in front. That way he can take, say, 10 hits and renew the shields for both of these players. Let's go ahead and heal this guy for 1800. It's amazing. Alright, there's 500 shields for everybody. Let's do some spot healing after this guy dies. There we go. Wimbo got 2 grand in a row. A lot of players want to just push auto on Trials and Gauntlet, and I did for a long time. It is convenient and a really fun way to play, but I'm starting to realize that if you want to even come close to being competitive, you have to really get in there and grind those higher levels. Find your true potential. I know a long time ago the devs actually made a competition that was based on your highest clear, and I actually wish they would do that more, because that has actually made me test my true potential multiple times. And I don't think the players see that, but if they would, I think it would help them tremendously. A lot of players, one of my guildies even commented this week on how he just reached level 210 in Trials, and now he has the mentality of, I don't have to climb any higher, I'm just going to set here only and just do this forever. And actually that's exactly what I thought when I got to 210. However, now that I've been at 210 for a few months now, 210 being you can unlock set pieces in the raid or the Trials. Long story short is you always have to be progressing, because if you get in the groove of doing 210 only, you start to fall way behind in ranks. Then you start to get ranked like 2000 plus and just terrible rewards all the time. Starting to take some damage here, so I'm going to start doing some healing. I try to do my impale where I hit 3 enemies as much as possible, because it gives me a 20% chance every contact. So basically a 60% chance I'll get shields here. Let's see. There we go. About 500 to each player. Alright, I'm gonna self-heal again. 1000. There's some more shields. My shields are doing a little bit less than normal. I'm kind of tempted to put on my crit accessory again, see how that works out. I'm really torn between 36% crit and 25% damage. It's hard for me to figure that one out. You'll notice sometimes here, instead of just killing a minion, I will ignore them and just heal or something else. And that allows me to take a few extra turns and completely heal my team like this. Okay, so we tried with 25% or 18% damage. Let's try 36% crit. Notice I have all 3 of these epics maxed out. I need to max out my dual strike. I want to test it out some too. Not a huge fan of dual strike. Anything that has a chance like that and it's so low. But a lot of people say dual strike is good. We'll see. Let's test out some crit. See how many times I crit here. So every time I attack, I'm gonna see if I get a crit off. Alright, here goes 3 attacks. Let's see if we get a ton of shields here. Actually, I'm gonna save it, because my Wimbo is maxed on shield. And so is my character. So I'm gonna let Wimbo lose some shield first. Notice Roller Skirt can snap off the back line as well. Pretty amazing. Okay, Wimbo's lost some shield. I'm gonna let this guy build up some mana. There's a crit, 2700. Unfortunately, the minions died so fast I wasn't able to do my cleave attack. But I should be able to on the boss for sure. Might be able to here. Watch how big shields I get if I have such high crit. Alright, there we go. About 600 to each. Let's see if I can get a rage shield. Did not get it, but I did about 2 grand to every one of them. I like to put my player in front sometimes. That way he can get hit and proc the cheeseburger more. It really gives my tank a break, which is very important. Now see, Wimbo has shield maxed. I can let him take a few hits. And all this time my tank is in the back getting healed. Alright, I should be on the boss now. We have the mana tower, which is great. Where is the boss? Alright, it's that guy. I'm gonna double check real quick. Always double check if you're not sure, because the one time you don't check and you have 2 more minions left after the boss, that's when you lose your set items. Alright, let's hope for some big crits here. There we go, 4,500. Let's see how much damage my mount does. Alright, I'm gonna let my character get hit once. That way he has some enrage. Alright, I do have 2 mana. Let's go ahead and do the cleave. Can't believe this guy didn't die. Alright, Wimbo almost died, that's crazy. Alright, let's go ahead and do a heal. As soon as my character has 2 mana, I'm going to show you guys the potential of this Dwarven guy. It says up to 6,300, but if we crit, only 5k. Super anticlimactic. I've hit 10k with him multiple times, it's pretty awesome. Okay, so now that his enrage is over 1,000, I self-heal 1,900. And that's roughly about what Wimbo heals for when he crits. Might have to use a potion here soon. Oh yeah, for sure. It's best to use the red ones, simply because the purple ones are a lot more rare / expensive. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and use a red one on him. Restore 6k and auto. Very careful with auto here because he can really crit high. But let me know below if the higher level tips like this help. Alright guys, I'm going to give away one more spot. If you lasted all the way to the end, I really appreciate the likes and subs. Eduardo TKK just joined the McArmy. Thanks a lot, buddy. Okay, so as our last friend spot, I'm gonna actually give away Mr. Zip, level 222. If you would like Mr. Zip on your team, simply comment in the comments below. My name is so and so. I would like Zip on my raid team, and I'll make it happen. Best of luck, guys. Thanks for coming to the stream. And let me know your opinions below about the bans and all these things. Because in my opinion, it's just a lot of drama. This too will pass. And just enjoy the game. If you're not having fun, you're doing something wrong. Peace out, guys.